Today we're going to be going through a resistance band routine. I really like resistance bands. They're portable, they're light. You can take them when you travel, you can take them when you're visiting someone, or you can keep them in your office. They come in different colors, like I have here. The lighter ones tend to be narrower, and then the heavier resistance, there's a thicker tubing. They are readily available. You could find them online. You can find them in Walmart, Target, Marshalls, Dick's Sporting Goods, whatever your local sporting goods store is, they're likely to have these. What I usually recommend is if someone is interested in this after we go through it, that you try to buy a package that has more than one color in it. And it's also helpful if it has either a poster or a video that shows you what to do with it. What I'm going to do is just go through a few different exercises, show you how to do them, show you what the right form might be. And then if you were going to go through this as your activity for the day, you'd probably do 10 to 15 repetitions, and you could even go through it a couple of times. So the first thing I'm going to do is a squat using resistance band. You're probably familiar with a squat, but you can also use a resistance band to add a little bit more intensity. And I'm going to turn sideways just so you can see me in profile. This is the starting position. So I start down and I'm holding below the handles and you come up. The important part is that your arms stay straight. Some people may choose to add a bicep curl to this. I usually just do it with my arms straight. So all the work is in your butt and your thighs. You generally should be able to see your toes. If you can't see your toes, then your knees are probably coming too far forward, which can just end up stressing your knees. So that's your squat. And the second one I'm going to do is for your arms, and I'm going to grab a lighter band. It really is helpful to have more than one color band like it is with weights. So I'm standing on the band with both feet. If you know that you have a problem with your shoulder, you can always modify this. So you could stand on it with one foot. I'm going to go back to 2 feet just because this is a lighter band. So you go up here, you don't go over horizontal, and you come back nice and slow. So you're going up and down. If you have a long band, you could do both handles at the same time. I usually stick with one. All right, and you switch sides and you do the same thing on the other side. So this is for your deltoids, this is for your arm. So just be careful, you don't want to go too much higher than this horizontal position. And again, you can use a heavier band if you are able. The next thing I'm going to do is for your legs. Now, this requires a little balance. So if you feel like you're a little shaky on your feet or you're not confident with your balance, you might do it near a table or a chair. So you hold both handles on one side and you just do a little lift. Right? So you'll feel it here. If you do a number of these, you'll feel it on the supporting leg as well. So it's lift, and then you'd switch. So you'd have the handles on the other hip, and you do the same thing. Just lift up. So you're probably stronger on one side than you are on the other. I'd like to give you a modification for this one though, because sometimes it may be too challenging for someone. So what you would do for this is you'd hold the handles with both hands, and you just take a step out, in, out, in, and you just kind of go back and forth. With your legs, you may find that you can do a heavier band. That would make it a little bit harder. The next one is for your triceps, which is often a problem area for many women. So you have your arms up here. One arm stays fixed, and then the other one moves out. So you'll really feel it in both arms. And then you would alternate. You would do the other arm. Okay, so my right arm is holding its position and the left arm is extending out. Okay, I would also like to give a modification for this one. So the option for the triceps is you drape the band over your thumb, you bring that hand to the shoulder, the side that you're working, and it's a very small motion. It's isolating that tricep muscle. And again, it may be easier if you know that you have any restrictions with your shoulder. Okay, and then you do the same thing. You switch to the other side, stay balanced, and extend. So you're starting at the hip, extending out. And I think with anything, whether it's with the band or with the weights, you kind of go at a slow paced movement. If you can go really fast, then the resistance is probably not high enough. Usually when I'm doing any routine, whether it's with bands or with free weights, I try to do opposing muscle groups. We just did the triceps. So what I'm going to do now is work on the biceps. So you can go in kind of a lunge position. You have the band under one foot, the foot that's forward. Grab the handles and just come up. And then down. And again, slow and steady. The one thing I caution people with on this one is to make sure that you're not dropping your hands down like this, that you can hold it with a straight wrist, because otherwise you might be compromising your wrist. So, up and down. Okay, so we did biceps, triceps. The next thing I'd like to do is chest. So you take the band, put it underneath your arms, and you can either put your hands through and grab like this, or you can have it. Sometimes they're flopping, so that can be annoying. So grab it like this, and you're just pushing out and in, out, in. An option to this as well, you may feel a little differently, is just do a little bit of an arc. Okay. Now we're going to take the band, we're going to put it back under our feet. You can do a lot of these seated. There are really a lot of options, whether you're working with weights, bands, or body weight. There's no one set routine. You can change things up. But I'm standing on the band with both feet, crossing it and grabbing it with the opposite hand. So you bend your knees a little bit. This is a row, just pulling it back and forward. So again, you can do this seated as well. So we've gone over the routine that you can really do anywhere. You can travel with these. You can take them to the office. They're very portable. They're light. So I think the biggest thing is have fun with it. So enjoy.